Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As some of you know, my name is Gail. I'm the owner of TheBargainsden.com, the host and creator of this channel, TheBargainsdenStudio. So the last part I did the list for this one, and yes, I'm finally getting this one listed. So I'm going to turn on the flash so we can continue and pick up where we left off. So this is it, and I'm going to sit down. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'm going to move this shoe out of the way since it's already laced. And I'm gonna do the second one, and then I'm gonna do the little dancing thing that I do with the shoe. Not a little dancing, it's just like different angle from the shoe so you guys can see it, and we'll be done. I don't know why I'm doing another part, but I'm a glutton for punishment, and you guys already know that. I mean, the amount of things that I do to a shoe just to make it to the way I like to a point where I can be comfortable with selling it is ridiculous. Seriously, I have a lot of issues, and the funniest thing about my issues is just that I tend to love my issues too much to fix any of them, and that's why it's so hard for me to improve. Although I really don't know anything about YouTube, really, I mean, it's obvious, right? I don't know anything about social media till I started doing my business online. I didn't know, like, I mean, my Facebook, when I first started my Facebook was because of the earthquake in Haiti, and I never used it after the earthquake. I was just trying to get information on how to track my family down, and even then that didn't help me. I was getting news from Facebook because a lot of people was posting, but it wasn't really helpful. And it's like I borrowed some money to track my family down. I went to DR, and funny thing is my mom and my little brother was already at the airport waiting for me. My brother couldn't travel because he didn't have a visa. My mom could travel obviously because she had a visa, but I didn't know what I was doing. So my thing was I was gonna do whatever it takes to track my family down. You guys can already tell my personality. If one of us is sick, everybody's sick in my family. So I got on the plane and I linked up with a church, a missionary group that was going to Haiti. But it wasn't unfortunate, but lucky for me, they were already at the airport, like the pastor and everything like that, when I was on the plane, and I was telling them my situation, and I had no idea what to do, how to get across the border. I was a little bit of a mess. I didn't know what to do. And lucky for me, because my brother was injured, my mom took him to DR after she digged my brother out. So when the earthquake happened, I mean, the brother that died in Haiti. So when the earthquake happened, my mom was in one building. My mom was trying to get him to come to him, but he went after an older neighbor to try and rescue him because my mom was already outside. So my mom went back inside after him, and then the building collapsed on all of them. So that was what happened to my little brother. So my mom was injured, but my mom was the first one to get out. Trust me, my mom is like so strong, and she's amazing. Well, she was, obviously she's gone, but she was like, when I was younger, and I don't know if I mentioned the story to you guys already, but the night that my father was isekai, and those people put a gun next to my head, they were gonna shoot me. So I don't know how to put that better. My mom jumped on the guy that was holding me. My mom was like, you're not gonna give me 2 pence at the time. She started wailing on the guy and beat him up and took the gun away from him. So the second one tried to grab my mom off the other guy. So my mom beat him up. So the third one had to grab my little brother, who was 2 years old at that time, put the gun inside his mouth so my mom could give the guns back. My mom, you didn't mess with her. She was crazy, and she would make you feel it. She had a good heart, don't get me wrong, trust me. I mean, she took so many people in, and I think that was one of the reasons that we still get help, because a lot of the people that she took in still live in Haiti, have become people that, respectable people. Of course, there's a few of them that didn't, but one of them was they're enough to be able to help me. And another one was, again, same thing, when people were trying to steal things that wasn't theirs, things that my mom worked for, and those people were able to help me. And and when my brother was in trouble last year, not technically in trouble, but basically kidnapped, and one of them. I'm not gonna say who he is because okay, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on his behalf. Help me rescue my brother. And then again, my brother, I don't know why he never wanted to be in the US. I mean, after the earthquake, like, you know, once I got them, since I'm a US citizen, I was able to get him a visa. And because, okay, so they were at the airport, my brother was still injured. But my mom didn't speak Spanish and my brother didn't speak Spanish. So we had to get a translator. And since I speak English, but I don't speak Spanish, although I'm learning right now, I know un poquito español, not a lot. So we had to get a translator, although a lot of people do speak English. And when you're a US citizen versus a Haitian citizen, they treat you a little bit different. Because I'm not saying they were treating my family okay, but once they found out that I was a US citizen, it was a different game. And they were super, and I do mean super nice. That's why, like, when people are saying there's so much issue, I didn't understand and I didn't know, because to me they were super nice to me. So I guess they do treat US citizen a little different versus, like, you know, Haitian citizen. Because even when we were in the lane, I was like, after my brother's surgery and everything, and he got out of the hospital and went to the hotel, and he was able to stand up, not fully because he was, like, you know, with like the, not a walker, like I forgot, like, you know, I forgot how they call it, but he couldn't fully stand up because he had a broken leg, a broken arm, and my mom's end were injured because my mom was the one that dig him out after, and the older guy that he was trying to rescue was killed, obviously. I mean, a lot of stuff happened. But when I was at the US consulate in DR, and surprisingly enough, they made me skip lines once they found out that I was a US citizen. And again, that's why I didn't understand and I didn't know there was so much issue. And my brother got his visa like that, and I was able to bring him back to the US. His other surgery happened in the US. Everything else, like, you know, and my mom, obviously my mom wanted to go back home and cook food for the people that was injured. I told you guys, my mom was amazing. My mom was the most wonderful person ever. It's not that my dad wasn't. My dad, I could manipulate my dad into doing whatever the F I wanted. My dad was super wonderful, but he was killed when I was 12, so yeah. And I mean, the memories that I have of my dad, trust me, my dad, both my parents, and again, the same way that my brother tried to rescue that older guy, regardless of how effed up my brother could be, the same way that he tried to rescue that older guy was like the same way my dad. That was the reason that my dad was Isakai, because he wouldn't want, everybody ran, but he was coming to save his family. Dude, there's nothing you can do. And my mom was a crazy ass chick, so seriously, you should have won. I know we are your family and you don't want to leave us, but you know. So that was one of the things. That's how my father wouldn't leave us. My father, there was no way. And I think we grew up with the same principle. You have one of us, you have all of us. So I think the ship is definitely going to sink with all of us in there. The one on my mom's side, like the kids that my dad had on my mom's side, like the two of us, only two of us remaining. So I have a bad feeling the ship will sink with, like, you know, the last two. Not the ones on my father's side. My father was a busy man, so he had over 23 kids. I know. Okay. Yeah, I didn't need to do that. I don't know why I'm doing that. And I've talked way too much. And I wasn't talking about the shoe. And what kind of shoe? This is. You guys will see it in the description. Hopefully you guys can see the end result. And hopefully it is like really nice. Once it's clean and everything is done, you guys can see. And of course, like, okay. So if I put it like and do the angle thing that I usually do, let's do the angle thing. Usually I use the plastic as an anchor, but I'm not going to use the plastic as an anchor. So you guys can see. And yes, if it gets sold, I will do the whole little different pose that I usually do. Although I probably will forget. I know. I do suck sometimes. So I'm going to put a little bit more plastic so I can keep the lace in the inside so I can do the different pose. So what's the other dark one? Okay, Yeah, I bought enough this time so I didn't have to stop the video and go get some. Okay, so you see, and then let's move it as an angle so you guys can see the full picture. Yes, my dress is always one size bigger than me, or two sizes bigger than me in this case. So I wear big clothes. I'm comfortable. I like flowy clothes. Okay, so, and once it's dry again, the little white spots started showing up. It's not gonna go away like that. I have to find a way to keep it from showing up. And there's stuff on the table, so the little white thing that you saw right here that I'm trying to remove is nothing like, I think it's paint chips or something like that. It's something that got stuck. Oh, I'm not even gonna bother, but you guys can see. See, it's like it's gonna bug me. I'm gonna remove it, but you guys can see everything else. Like there's little crumb of white things. I don't know what happened here. Okay, my battery power is low, so I'm gonna stop here. Let's see if I can connect it. Hold on. So my battery power is low, so I cannot do the flash, not yet. So I'm just gonna do it, and you guys can see. Thank God I have the light from my pod. I don't know what that is, like, you know, my studio light, so you guys can see it. And again, certain things are gonna bug me. I don't know where the little white thing is. I'm gonna wipe down the table when I'm done. So, and again, you guys can see it's in good condition. I mean, obviously, the amount of crop that I put that shoe through, there was no way that it wasn't gonna end in good condition, or I was gonna do a video about it if it wasn't. If it didn't come out good, well, I would have done a video about the messed up, because I do video about messed up stuff before. Whether or not I post that would be a different thing. So this is the end products. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think. I do too much, I know that already. So little angle, you guys can see the angle, and then switch it to one. Oops, I was gonna try to hold it together like this and like do both shoes at the same time. Let's see if I can. And then do it that way, and then do it that way again, and then try again. Ha! I did it. Yeah, thank you. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye. Enough already, right?